Hey, what's up, y'all? So this video is a little different than usual. I'm actually preparing myself for bed. So basically my skin is in like dire need of some hydration right now. So I'm just doing some skincare, but I wanted to come on here and just talk about people who are passive aggressive, people who give they make like backhanded compliments or statements. This is something that I've been coming across lately. A backhanded compliment is when somebody is appearing to give you a compliment, but what they're doing is they're hiding an insult in that compliment. And it makes you kind of like stop and question them. It makes you kind of go like, what are you actually saying to me? I typically see this like anytime in my life when I'm like focused on a goal, or I'm just like kind of in a zone with something, whether it be like a personal project, a job, a relationship, whatever. I tend to notice that people will make little remarks that to them may sound good, right? But anyone with sense would look at it and be like, okay, no, what you're saying to me is not a compliment. You know what I mean? Like there's clearly some level of, I don't know if it's jealousy or hate or just misery in their own life. Where I want to start is where it comes from, because as I became more aware of just like people and how they operate and the different emotions that people go through, including myself, I started to see the flaws in people. And so I feel like it comes from a couple of different places. The first that I've observed is misery, right? Like, so the person might be going through something in their personal life, and like the saying goes, misery loves company. And so they're either knowingly or unknowingly saying something to kind of tear you down, to kind of pull you into the mental state or the emotional state that they too are in. You know, it's tough because when you are close with someone, you want to believe that this person who has genuinely shown like care and compassion for you in the past would never make statements to hurt you. But every once in a while, you know, with our loved ones, our friends, associates, family members, whoever, people tend to lash out. It's just like human nature. That's something you have to keep in mind. I feel like it's so easy to just kind of get upset when people come at you wrong. It's hard to just kind of ignore what's being said. So you have choices on how you address it. You can either just call the person out on it and straight up be like, you said this thing to me and that's not sitting right with me. That goes against, you know, how I want to be treated, how I expect to be treated by you. So you can either do that, you straight up tell them how you feel, but the thing is that you run the risk of making the situation worse. I think that the benefit in doing that is that you stand up for yourself and you let it be known what you will and won't stand for, but you also run the risk of damaging the relationship further, because for someone to come at you that type of way, you should already like be able to tell that they're just not in an emotionally intelligent state of mind. Putting it back on them, putting the responsibility on them and the emotions back on them for how they are treating you is likely not going to go over well, because they're just not capable in the moment of receiving that feedback, because the majority of their emotions are going towards some type of turmoil or suffering in their life. It is difficult to deal with because you want to move forward and not allow things to kind of tear you down, right? But you also don't want people to walk over you. And so you have to kind of make a decision. You have to weigh what's more important. Is keeping the connection, the relationship, the friendship, more important than checking this person? Then you have to look at, is it a pattern? You know, how often does this person come at you like this? Is it a one-off thing? Is it something that's happened like twice? Are you monitoring it? Where are they in their number of times they've basically insulted you? The other option, sorry, my lips are so dry. Y'all probably been looking at my lips like, girl. The other option is to let it go. All right. So you either confront them or you let it go. The key is to let it go and not hold on to any animosity, any ill feelings towards that person. And I think that this is truly where you start to understand your level of emotional intelligence, because this is when like compassion and empathy come into play. You let it go, right? And you understanding that this is a human who is suffering, who is hurting, and this is how they are lashing out. And I'm not, going to take it personally, but I'm going to monitor it. Now, I do think if it's something that happens repeatedly, then you have a bigger issue. Instances where it's happened like between 1 to 3 times, enough to make you question whether or not you still want to keep the person in your life. Those are really your only 2 options. You either address it head on, or you let it go and you tell yourself, you have some kind of pity for the person. And you have to then ask yourself, can you live with that? Is it something that you can kind of just sweep under the rug for next time? Or is it something that you absolutely need to nip in the bud because there are other facets of this person that you understand that you cannot allow this to continue? If you choose to sweep it under the rug, you also have to look at what are the long-term benefits of 1, sweeping this under the rug, and 2, keeping this person in my life, allowing this person to have access to me. How am I going to benefit from that? I don't want to give the impression that you use people to your advantage, but relationships of any kind are give and take, right? So you have to be getting something out of it. Does what this person add to my life all the other times and all the other interactions I've had with them worth dealing with these instances where they've either given me a backhanded compliment, been a little passive aggressive to me, or do I just need to shut it down completely? The other type of thing that I want to address is when people try to guilt you into something. People tend to word things in a way that they put it on you, not acknowledging that relationships of any sort is a 2-way street. People will try to guilt you. And I think that also comes from some sort of like misery that they're living in. And, they're losing control of some aspect of their life, but what they can control are their actions and their words towards you. And so they say things in a way that are manipulative. And then it leaves you to question, like, is this person aware that they are this way, that they're coming off this way? Like, is it a lack of awareness, or is it intentional? And that's where you really have to kind of go within. You listen to your gut. You really tap into your intuition to read a person. And you read them and, like I was saying, you consider your history with them, how they've treated you, how they've contributed to your life in the past. And then you consider the benefit. Do I just cordially react to this and limit any type of friction between us because I don't want to perpetuate it and I need to protect my own energy? So let me just, respond in a way that is led with love and compassion versus responding in a way that is checking the person. Consider multiple things when it comes to gauging how valuable a person is to you, and whether or not how they communicate with you is a violation of your being, who you are as a person, of your integrity, your commitment to yourself. It's tough, but I just wanted to come on here and make, this quick little video to talk about it, because I just feel like there's so much pain and misery going around right now, and people aren't equipped to deal with that. And so they will lash out at whoever is, going to take the lashing. You kind of have to figure out what your boundaries are with that person. People always want to put other people's feelings before their own, but the reality is you can't really do that, but you monitor it. You kind of play the game. You see how you want to respond. It's like playing chess or checkers or whatever. Like, you have to be strategic in how you deal with people and relationships in your life. Just some food for thought, some things to consider, and just some things that I kind of wanted to just vent and get off of my chest too, because I'm seeing it and it's just not okay. And so I think there is a need for this message to be out there. If you're someone who that you can be passive aggressive, that you can give, you know, backhanded compliments to people, then you need to check yourself and really do some soul searching and really ask yourself, why am I hurting this person? Why did I say these hurtful words? What brought me to this place of allowing my mouth to form these words, or allowing my fingers to text these words to this person? You know, I have a video on self-awareness. That's something that you need to work on. I have a video about that. I have a video about setting boundaries if you're someone who is constantly, you know, dealing with these type of people. I'll link them all up top. But yeah, some food for thought. So with that being said, I'm going to let this mask soak into my skin. You probably can't see it, but it is there. And then I'm just going to finish my skincare routine and take my butt to bed. Oh, and also I finally got my website / blog up and running. It's glowupkels.com. So when you have a second, take a look and tell me what you think. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.